I'll start. And that's a really good win for us, simply because, you may not be able to see it now, Charlotte's going to win a lot of games. Coach Fern does a terrific job. I know that staff well. And we have the benefit of playing them maybe a little bit early while they're still trying to get their sea legs. And that was fortunate. But, man, I really like our team. They're a connected group. They really don't care about the individual accolades that maybe there's a propensity at that. Well, there's a propensity for every age group, but especially for that one. And I think that was reflected in the way they played on both ends of the floor. Because I learned this from the best coach in the arena. That, like, defensively, there's an unselfishness that you have to adhere to, and our guys showed a bit of that today.
Questions from the media in the room?
Coach, in terms of Kyle's development, he's been a guy who's been with you for a while now, but kind of developing. Did you see this kind of potential of this kind of scoring coming from him?
Kyle Rowe, I referenced him as Mystique. Is that the X-Men character? He can really morph into whatever you need. He can score 30. He can take 2 shots. He can be a playmaker. He can guard any position. And then his character, and you guys haven't seen us a lot, but he's literally the best leader that I've ever coached in 36, 35 years. So I let him do what he wants.
Kyle, when you hear your coach say that, what's your kind of reaction?
Yeah, I just have such an appreciation for Coach, and I think our relationship goes beyond basketball. He's a father figure, he's a coach, he's a mentor. So just have loved my time here at Liberty, and glad I got to do it another year. So just super grateful for our team and how he pours into us.
He said it just like I wrote it. Dave.
Ritchie, is there a transition process after saying goodbye to somebody who played like 160 games for you and scored almost 3,000? A transition for you as a coach and for these young men as players?
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, you're referencing Darius McKay, who's our all-time leading scorer and some would say best player in Liberty basketball history. And the comfort, the security that you get when he's got the ball in his hands. There's certainly the transition from my vantage point, just because he was so elite at creating for himself and his teammates. But what's been neat to see in our 2 secret scrimmages and these first couple of games is that guys get better in our program. It's the Tony Bennett template. You know, if you stay long enough, you just end up improving because you get a little bit better defensively. And then I think we put our assistants are phenomenal in their emphasis on individual development, maybe addressing some of the things that we got to grow in and try and maximize our given strengths or superpowers.
Brody, is there an adjustment for you? I mean, you play in the backcourt as well. Has it been an adjustment for you playing without Darius?
Yeah, for sure. Like Coach said, Darius was incredible, and we trusted him to make shots and to make plays. But I think there's been a transition, but I think we're figuring it out. I think we have really good players, really unselfish players, and guys that are just willing to do, like Kyle, like he's willing to do whatever it takes to win. Like he can shoot 2 shots, he can score 20 like he did tonight. So I think we got a bunch of guys that are willing to do whatever it takes.
Kyle, Coach just talked about your ability, to be a playmaker. Can you talk about how your passing game has evolved? And then Brody, can you speak to what it's like to kind of be the beneficiary of some of those sweep out passes as you're cutting to the rim?
Yeah, I think kind of to his point, like when you have a player like Darius, you find ways to give him the basketball. So I think Darius McKay definitely has allowed our system to evolve and grow and learning. We got so many guys that do little things that set my passes up that you guys wouldn't even see. And so I'll get credit for an assist when really it should be guys like Shiloh, Joseph, Zach, and there's just so many layers to it. And especially for our team, like that, we value them and just as much as an assist or nothing.
Yeah, Kyle's an incredible playmaker. Like just in practice and playing with him for a little bit now, like he has eyes in the back of his head. Like he just sees plays before they happen, and he watches a lot of film. So like going out there tonight, like he knows a lot of what Charlotte's going to do or what he might see. So he's just a really, really smart basketball player.
Coach, can you talk about how Brody, for at least through these first 2 games, has been kind of a flamethrower off the bench? You just let him go loose out there and just take tons of threes. Talk about his impact.
Yeah, Brody scored 3,000 points in high school, so he's always been a flamethrower. That's not him. But I think again, he's whom I alluded to earlier. He decided to stay, and in a day and age where one of our assistants mentioned it, and where you're looking for instant gratification or something that you want, maybe before it's been earned. Brody's waited this out, and he's continued to develop. He's an elite shooter, like one of those guys that probably had 15 of them in my career. Every time he shoots it, you think it's going in. So want him to keep throwing those flames. You got the pun there?
Kyle, near the end of that, you hit a 3 after the hard foul on Zach. Can you confirm that you said it's over? It looked like you did.
I did not say it's over.
What'd you say?
I think I complimented Zach's pass. I'll have to look at the film. I'll go back to you.
All right.
That's the honest.
You would never get Kyle Rowe to say anything.
Richie, you guys obviously are headed to, Myrtle Beach now, where it's a pretty stacked field down there. A lot of teams that had postseason experience last year. Just what do you want to see out of your group down there in that event?
Yeah, just keep getting better. We're really, I know it's coach speak, but we're really process oriented. There are some stiff challenges. Furman out of the gate. I think I watched the game last year in March Madness, so Bob Ritchie does a terrific job. And I think on our side, Cliff Ellis is like the third active leader, and maybe he's first now. I don't know. And then Paul Mills, they got us last year when they were at ORU. So we'll have our work cut out for us. But again, you guys, this is good for us. Like anytime, it's hard for us to get home games now. So anytime you can play quality opponents on a neutral floor, it's really good for the development of your program and ultimately prepares you well for, I think, league play. So we're excited to go, and hopefully we'll keep improving.
Coach, obviously Charlotte wanted to get inside on you. Talk about your thought process on slowing that down.
Well, Deshaun is he's a terrific player, and they have great size. I think we try to use our quickness and maybe our spacing to make it hard for him on the other end of the floor, so he wouldn't have so much gas in the tank on the offensive end. Because if he gets it deep, it's over. And I don't care if you're 6'6" or 6'10". So, but again, I'll say it again. I'll close how I started. They are going to be a really good basketball team. I think they're good now, but they defend. They're really well coached, and they have a lot of good pieces. So, as whenever you take over a program, and I know Fernie was there for a while, they got. I was very concerned because they got some really good pieces. Thank you guys.
Thanks, guys.